Julie Ryan, noted psychic and medical intuitive, is ready to answer your personal questions, even those you never knew you could ask. For more than 20 years, as she's developed and refined her intuitive skills, Julie used her knowledge as a successful inventor and businesswoman to help others. Now, she wants to help you grow, heal, and get the answers you've been longing to hear. Do you have a question for someone who's transitioned? Do you have a medical issue? What about your pet's health or behavior? Perhaps you have a loved one who's close to death and you'd like to know what's happening. Are you on the path to fulfill your life's purpose? No matter where you are in the world, take a journey to the other side and ask Julie Ryan.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Ask Julie Ryan Show. I'm Julie, your host, and I'm so delighted you could join us this week. My intention in doing this show is to provide information, insight, and comfort to people all around the world by helping to answer life's unanswerable questions. And happy day after Valentine's Day. Today is the 15th of February in the year 2018. Makes it sound very official. And I hope you had a good day yesterday with those you love. I got to go out to dinner with my honey, Tim, and that was fun. And then I got to talk to our son, Jonathan, for a while, and I got to talk to my future daughter-in-law, Mallory. And so it was a wonderful Valentine's Day for me. And speaking of Mallory, she has joined us this evening. So, Mallory, are you with us?
Hello.
Hello, hello. How are you, girl?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm well. Please tell everybody where you're calling us from.
I'm calling from Auburn, Alabama. So I am in veterinary school here in Auburn. So I basically live here now, even though I'm, just temporarily here.
And Mallory is going to be my daughter-in-law. She's going to be my birthday present next year. So I talk about you all the time, Mal. And so I appreciate you calling in because people hear about you, so it's nice for them to hear you instead of just hear about you.
Oh.
But I have to remind everybody that Mallory and Jonathan met 9 years ago, right? You've been together 9 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I met you when you were about 10 or something, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I think you weren't driving yet, so I think you were 15.
No, yeah. Yeah, we were 15 when we started dating. But I think we had met years prior, like at something for St. Rose or something for Jonathan.
Right. Because
in elementary school or middle school or something.
Jonathan's best friend is Mallory's cousin, and their moms are sisters. So Jonathan and Garrett have been friends since third grade, since they were 8 years old, which is fun that we've gotten to. So we know all the extended family and everybody. But everybody, here's the deal with Mal. Mal is the whole package. And you can tell I'm not biased or anything here, but Mal is the whole package. She's smart. She's fun. She's an amazing decorator. She's an amazing creative girl. She's beautiful. She's athletic. She's, what else, Mal? What am I leaving out?
You're too nice to me.
She's like, if I dreamt up a daughter-in-law, I couldn't have dreamt up anybody better. And we know all of her family and all the grandparents and all the aunts and uncles. Yeah. So it's almost like a match made in heaven. Not almost. It is a match made in heaven. So tell everybody. That's right. Tell everybody your big news as of yesterday and about your week next year.
So as of yesterday, that was the big Valentine's love news yesterday, is that we got our venue booked for the wedding. So we're really excited about that. And it actually is 5 days after I graduate from veterinary school. So it's going to be a pretty hectic week, but in the best way. It'll definitely be the best week of my life in more ways than one. So I'll graduate on Tuesday and become a doctor and then become married on Saturday.
Right, so, and then move to L.A.
Yeah, and then move to L.A. shortly after. So
Right. So
and
she's
then
got a
start
lot
working.
going on. That's right.
Yeah.
So, well, did you have a question for me? Here I am, taking up all this time. Did you have a question you wanted to ask me, or are you just on so everybody can hear your sweet voice?
Yeah, I was just on to say hi to everyone because I know you said that, everyone hears about me. Yeah. Hopefully good things. So.
Well, terrific.
Yeah,
well,
I'll let all these callers ask their important stuff. I know they have some.
It's
I
fun.
can always text you. So.
Well, and Mal is my backup when I have a pet question and I scan a pet, and Mal she'll agree to this. I oftentimes will get diagnoses and then other modes of treatment in my head when I'm scanning an animal, and sometimes when it sounds really out there, I'll text Mal and I'll say, okay, does this make any sense to you? And she'll say, oh yeah, it's the whatever stuff that she's learning.
Give you the scientific stuff.
That's right. And you said you have a test tomorrow that you're studying for, right?
I do. I have a final tomorrow, my first final, and it's in production medicine. So we're learning all about, how the beef industry and the swine industry and all these different industries, basically how they produce meat and milk for all of us to eat. So.
Does it include chickens too and fish, or is it just primarily beef and pork?
No, this class is just pretty much beef, pigs, and small ruminants, so sheep and goats. Mm-hmm. But no, there's a separate class for chickens, and it's an elective just because the chicken industry is huge in Alabama, but unless you're really working with chicken production, which not many people, it's not a huge industry for vets just because most people don't really want to work with chickens. So most of us aren't taking that class. I mean, it's a great job. You get paid really well, but I don't think it's as fun as working with puppies and kittens. So
Right.
At least not for me.
Yeah. So all of you listening all over the world, when you're picking out a puppy or a kitten or a dog or a cat or a whatever, send me a question, and I got my own special advisor that we can contact in addition to the spirit guides.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're in the LA area at one point, I'll be working there in a year and a half.
Right. So bring your pets to her, right? We'll let everybody know where you land. That'll be exciting.
It's crazy to think that I'm so close. So. Yeah.
Well, and it's been so hard for you and all your fellow students to get through all of this far. You're almost done with your third year, and I know how hard it's been for you to do this. So hats off to you, girl.
Well, thank you.
All right. Okay. Well, thanks for calling in.
Of course.
Go get your studying done, and I hope you get some sleep tonight too.
I sure will. I'll try.
Okay.
So.
All right. Thanks, honey. Love you.
Thanks. Love you too.
Bye. Well, that was fun for me to have Mal on. So I just wanted to introduce her to all of you, and you to her. So send me your pet questions, and then I'll do a consult with Mal too. All right. Our next caller is Elizabeth. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hello.
How are you?
Hello. I'm doing good today. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks. Please tell everybody where you're calling from.
I'm calling from Lancaster, California. It's about an hour south of LA.
Yeah. An hour north, you mean?
Yes, north. I have a lot on my mind.
I was going to say.
But the weather is nice.
Unless they moved it, I thought it was kind of like up the 5, right? The 5 interstate.
Yes,
all right.
Correct.
Well, terrific. What's going on out there?
Do you mean my question or?
All of the above. What's happening in Lancaster and what's happening with you?
Not much in Lancaster, but I do have a question about my life.
Yeah,
I used to feel that my life was on the right path until about maybe last October or something. Since then, I felt like a lot of things have been derailed or I've gotten off the correct path. And my question is, what is important for me to know right now, whether it's job-related or to my health or any other area in my life? What should I know about this coming year? And have things been derailed, and how do I get back on the correct path? Because I just feel like something's completely off.
Can you speak a little bit more about how you feel or why you feel that your life has been derailed?
Honestly, I can't pinpoint it. It's just this nagging feeling that I have that I'm not on the right course, like as far as my job and my lack of a relationship right now. It's hard to pinpoint, really. It's just this gut feeling I have that maybe I'm not, going down the right life path that I should be doing or going, and I need to make some changes, whether it's in my health or my overall outlook in life or my job, or I feel like something's not right.
Okay. All right. Well, normally when we feel that way, that's divine guidance to just kind of stop and say, okay, let's really look at this and let's get clear on what we want, because otherwise we're just kind of on a hamster wheel and not really moving forward with our lives, or most of the time when we're in that situation, we're not enjoying our lives, most importantly.
Yeah.
So I think the one thing that makes the most sense to me and what works for me is if I enjoy doing something and it makes me happy, that tells me that I'm on the right track for what my spirit or what my life's path is. And I think that those emotions that we feel, or just plain old feelings, are their signs saying, hey, you need to reevaluate this because this is not fun for you and it's not making you happy. And it sounds like you're in that kind of a boat.
I realize that, but I'm moving forward. I feel like I'm progressing, so that's why I'm a little bit confused. And I do have health issues, so I didn't know if that contributed to the way I felt, or. Well,
in the time that we have tonight, pick something that you want me to
let's
evaluate.
Let's talk about my health. Let's pinpoint it down to my health. I'm aware of some issues, but.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to connect to you energetically. And how I do this, for those of you who are first-time listeners, is I raise my vibrational level to the level of spirit. And then we are humans. We're spirits in a human body having a human experience. And spirits vibrate very quickly, very fast when they're out of the body, simply because the body has mass. So what I've learned how to do, Elizabeth, is raise my vibrational level. It takes me just a nanosecond. And then I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to watch a laser beam come from my body here in Birmingham, Alabama, and it's going to come out and hook into you in Lancaster. And then I'm going to shoot energy from your feet up through the top of your head, and it's going to be as if I've got a big screen TV in my head, and I'm looking at an X-ray or a CT scan or an MRI. And again, I learned how to do all of this stuff, and you get a bachelor's degree in this stuff that I'm getting ready to do with you now, which is pretty interesting, I think. As an inventor of surgical devices sold throughout the world and a 30-plus year veteran in the medical supply industry, I was interested in it and started studying it 25 years ago. And back then, they didn't have a degree in it. They just had certification. But now you can get a bachelor's degree, and it's being taught in a lot of nursing schools and medical schools and other medical provider kinds of schools. So, by the way, I don't walk around scanning people, because I turn my abilities on and off at will, and I also believe it's an invasion of somebody's privacy to, find out what their medical condition is without their
absolutely
without their consent. So I don't do it. I think it's unethical. So I don't do it. Plus, I don't really want to know because can you imagine being in a crowd of people and getting information? That would be crazy. All right, so here we go.
Want that.
Laser beam heading out to you in Lancaster. Got you shooting. Okay, well, first of all, you look exhausted. I mean, completely exhausted. How old are you?
52.
Okay. You sound like you're about 16.
I know.
Okay. All right. So, are you on hormones?
No, I am not.
Yeah, I didn't think so. All right. You need to educate yourself on those, and I think it really can help you a lot. That's the big thing is your hormone levels are just almost non-existent. So you're yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, you got some, but they're very low levels. So I would say that you are in either late stages of perimenopause or early stages of menopause.
Yeah.
And so what happens is when we aren't reproductive anymore, our species says, oh, well, we don't really need her anymore because she can't reproduce. So that's when the body starts to deteriorate. So we can trick the body by using bioidentical hormones. And those are the hormones that exactly match what our bodies produce when we are fertile. Okay?
Good.
So I think you want to, here's a couple of books for you to go get and to read. You want to get Christian Northrup and MD. And it's called The Wisdom of Menopause. Another one is Suzanne Summers, the actress.
I have
done
that one.
Amazing research. Okay, Ageless or The Sexy Years are really good. And then to find a doctor, Elizabeth, I would suggest a couple of sites. The first one is the letter A, the number 4M.com, and that stands for the American Academy of Anti-Aging Medicine. So A4M.com. The other one that you want to go to is functionalmedicine.org.
Okay.
And if you put your zip code in both of those sites, it's going to populate with the doctors that are in your area. And I suggest that you find one, preferably that's a board-certified GYN. These are all MDs and DOs. But find a board-certified OB-GYN, probably not doing OB anymore, just doing GYN.
Yeah.
And then, go see them. And they'll help you. And you're going to be a new woman when that happens.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, so mainly my hormones. That's the problem.
It's hormones.
Right now.
It's easy to fix.
Okay.
It's really
I thought it was autoimmune diseases, but
it is not. No, it's hormones.
My goodness.
It's hormones.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
all right.
And if you want to talk further, schedule a private consult with me, and we can go through all these other things. We'll have a whole hour to do a deep dive. Okay?
I so appreciate this. Thank you so much. That's going to be very helpful.
Okay, appreciate it. And
Thank you.
Actually, if you go on those sites and you find some docs, email me, julie@askjulieryan.com. Email me the ones that are interesting to you, and I'll rate them in order of the ones that I get are going to be the best for you to go see.
Okay, thank you so much.
You are most welcome, girl. Enjoy your evening.
Thank you.
Okay,
I will.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
calling.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. All righty. Our next caller is Pam. Hi, Pam.
Hi.
How are ya?
I'm okay.
Good. Please tell everybody where you're calling from.
Well, I'm calling actually from Galena, Ohio, which is just north of Columbus, Ohio.
All right. I don't even know where that is.
Actually, it's just north of Westerville, where we just lost two policemen.
Yeah, I saw that on the news, but I didn't hear any of the details.
Oh, yeah, they were called at around noon on Saturday to a 911 call. They were responding to it for domestic violence, and the person that called hung up, but they go anyway when you call. So they went, and they'd been to this condo before, and they went in, and the man had a gun, and he shot him, killed him.
Oh, jeez. So it was just a setup?
Well, he was being abusive to his wife, and she called, but they had been there before, but he was just, went nuts, and he killed him.
Oh.
And one was 39, and one was, I think, about 55, and one had married and 2 grown daughters, and the other one's married and has 3 daughters, young daughters.
I'm so sorry. My maternal grandfather was a Columbus, Ohio police detective and was killed in the line of duty when my mother was 12 and left my grandmother. Yeah, and
terrible.
Pam and I talked a little bit before we started the show, and she and I have connected on Facebook, and Pam was my mother's secretary at a Catholic grade school. For how many years did you work for my mother?
Well, your mom retired after 5 years. 5
years, but you were at that school a long time.
Yeah, I was there 36 years, and that's one of the reasons I'm bothered by the fact that I'm not there anymore and the circumstances.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But my mother adored Pam, everybody. I mean, adored Pam. So therefore,
so well.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, she would just, giggle when you were around, depending on what was going on. Obviously, not all the time. But you just kept things fun, and she just adored you.
Well, she changed my life because she asked me to come to work there, and it changed my life, and it was wonderful. I love my job. Always loved it.
Well,
I
good.
love the kids so much, Mm-hmm.
Good. Well, we connected on Facebook, and before the show started, I said the last time I saw Pam was at my sister's funeral in 2010, so it's been a long time. Since I've seen you. So you need to come see me in Alabama.
Well, my youngest daughter, Susan, the baby that I had after I started working for your mom, she's married and has 5 children. Her sister-in-law, her husband's sister, and his brother-in-law own John City Diner. Have you ever eaten there?
I'm not familiar with it.
Really? In Birmingham?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's that's a one. You need to go there. Their food is fantastic. But anyway, they own that restaurant. Yeah, and they live there.
Oh, terrific. So. Okay, great. Well, come on down. Yeah. Well, did you have a question for me?
Well, you had mentioned that you could hook me up with talking to my mom, and I was interested in how you would do that, or how we.
Yeah.
There's this thing about, I miss talking to my mom, and my mom and I, of course, were very close. She lived with us.
Sure.
And, she was.
I remember your mother.
Oh, do you?
I remember your mom. Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I can picture her. Remind me of her name.
Luella, Luella, Daum, Daum.
Okay, I just knew her as Pam's mom.
Yeah, that's how it was with everybody, right?
Yeah. All right. Well, how this works, Pam, is what you heard me say earlier. I raised my vibrational level to the level of spirit, and we are spirits in a body having a human experience, and so spirits. We all have telepathic communication abilities. Now, I know at some point in your life you've thought of somebody and then you've either run into them or they called you.
Yeah.
Right? So, so that's your telepathic abilities. That's your psychic abilities at work, your intuitive abilities. Everybody has this. We all use it. We just don't call it that. But I've just learned to develop mine, and so I can communicate with anybody anywhere in the world, either alive or dead. I can even communicate with animals. So I'm kind of like Dr. Julie Doolittle.
Wow. Yeah.
And actually, Mallory, my future daughter-in-law, who you heard earlier, when her dogs, she's had 2 dogs that have passed away since she and Jonathan have been together, and she's texted me going, okay, what's going on with, Griffin, and talk to me, and I'm saying, get to the vet, because here's what's going on, And so she has texted me in those situations, and because I can communicate with her dog, even though she worked at a vet, I could help with that situation because I can communicate with the animal telepathically. So anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect to you. So again, my eyes are closed, laser beam coming from my body here in Sweet Home, Alabama, and it's going to head north. Hook into you in Galena, and then your mom, my guess is, will be standing right next to you because she knows we're talking about her. So our loved ones are always around us, always. And it's just, they're in a different form. They're just in a different form. But they just lose their body, but their spirit, that's the everlasting part of us. It just goes on. So, all right. So here we go. Laser beam heading up to you in Galena. Got you. Yeah, your mom's standing right to the right of you. That's normally where they stand. So spirits are super literal, Pam. I mean, like crazy literal. So questions for her, and then I'm sure she'll have things to tell us as well as we go through this. Any questions for her?
Yeah. What does she think? What advice would she give me on should I sell my house and move?
Okay. Let's see. The way that I like to ask this is not just with your mom, but with God, your angels, your other spirit guides, your other deceased loved ones that are around, just the whole group. Because should is somebody's opinion, right? So if we say, and the way that I like to preface it, Pam, is I like to say, is it in Pam's best interest to sell her house at this moment in time? And the first thing that pops into your head is going to be divine guidance from God and the universe and your angels and your mom and, the whole group. So is it in Pam's best interest at this moment in time to sell her home? What's the first thing that pops into your head?
Right now?
Yeah.
Nothing's really...
Okay. I got to know.
I don't know because it's been on my mind so much. I think my mind is totally clouded.
All right. So I got to know. And it's come in twice even before I had the whole question out. Now, the reason why I like to ask, is it in my best interest and at this moment in time, or is it in, whoever's best interest, is because there are so many variables at play always for future events, and it's our free will, somebody else's free will, the stock market, the real estate prices, blah, 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 blah. It's endless. There's so many variables. So we can change the question. Is it in Pam's best interest to sell her home within the next 12 months? What's the first thing that pops in your head?
I'd say, yes, it is.
I got a yes as well. So the more specific we can be, the better guidance we can get. And I'm telling you, it's as fast as you can snap your fingers. So don't think about it. If you're thinking about it for more than a couple of seconds, that's your brain's going to answer you. Divine guidance is going to come in, boom. I mean, immediately, oftentimes in the middle of you even asking the question. Okay? Is it in Pam's best interest to sell her home within the next 6 months? What's the first thing that comes in your head?
Yes.
I got to know.
Oh.
All right. So why are we getting those answers? Well, it could be something going on that you want to do, or perhaps that your family wants you to do. It could be the market. It could be that the buyer needs to sell their home first and they're not ready to come get your home. I mean, there are a million different scenarios on that. So I would say between the next 6 and 12 months. Okay, so what I'm getting is your home needs to have some repairs done to it before you list it. Is that true?
Oh, minor, yeah.
Okay.
Probably
All
sure.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. And have you had an issue with radon?
No.
All right. You might want to get it tested because I'm getting that there may be a radon issue.
Oh, great.
Okay. And radon is a gas, everybody, because
Yeah.
we don't have radon down here.
Oh, you don't?
No. It's only but they got it in Atlanta, so I don't know what the particulars are for geography with that, but you may want to consider having somebody come test for radon because that came into my before you list it.
Before listing it.
The other thing that your mom told me as we've been talking about this house thing, Pam, is she wants Susan to take a break. Does that make sense? She's saying Susan's just doing too much and she's just not getting enough rest. She needs to take a break.
Well, you know what? That's funny. She went to the doctor today. I babysat because she gets up every morning at 4:30 and goes and works out. And she has those 5 kids, and she has them doing everything. Every night, something going on that they're doing. And I told her, she thinks it's her thyroid. And I said, I know the doctors and stuff, yeah, your thyroid. It's your arm going to your mouth, putting food in. But she doesn't. She eats healthy. Her kids eat healthy. She doesn't, they never have pop. They never have pop in their house. She just makes healthy food and all that. So, all of a sudden, today she tells me she's gained 20 pounds. And I'm shocked. She's real tiny. And I said, Susan, there's something else going on. And this woman today that she went to didn't seem to be real helpful. She drew blood again. But you know how they have those thyroid tests and then they have more thyroid tests? Nobody ever wants to do those other thyroid tests. And I think she needs it. But this is my opinion, But that's funny you should mention her because she's on my mind. And
Well, I was telling Elizabeth, the caller before you, that and write this down for Susan and have her have her call me, have her schedule a consult. I can do a medical scan on her and I can tell her pretty quickly what's going on. So have her go to AskJulieRyan.com and just schedule a consult, and we'll have an hour to figure out what's happening. And if she wants you on a call, that'd be fine too. That's up to her. But
is that any time of day?
If you go on AskJulieRyan.com, my calendar's up there, and she can pick a date and time. Okay. And if one of those don't work, have her email me, and we'll find one that does. But have her, I think it would make sense for her to go see a functional medicine doctor.
Now, is that when you were, I think I just wrote something down here. Yeah, I wrote down functional.org.
Medicine.
Because I thought, when you said that to that girl, I thought, I think Susan, maybe that's what she should do. I'm just concerned about her. She's so young and...
Right, right. And they're one of the top functional medicine departments is at the Cleveland Clinic. And they have a whole department of doctors, physicians. I don't know how many physicians are in the department, a bunch. And they see thousands of patients a year. And a functional medicine doctor is going to reverse engineer her symptoms and treat the body as a whole, find out what the cause is. Versus conventional doctors are going to treat with medicine and surgery because that's just how they're
I said, they're going to just want to, if probably, maybe they'll do nothing, but if, what's that, my mind just went blank. What's the thyroid medicine everybody's on in the world?
Yeah, Synthroid.
And I said, you want to go on medicine? She said, no. I said, I just think you shouldn't ignore this. I said, you need not to. She didn't care for the woman today. And I said, you don't, and she had gone to a, before that, this woman suggested this DO. And the woman before she went to was a woman to go and talk, she's in Worthington, and you talk about your diet and everything. But she's not a dietitian, if you see osteopathist. So anyway, she went to her.
The thing about the thyroid medicine is it makes the body leach calcium. So, and most doctors don't treat that. And so it's really important if she does go on that to be sure to get the extra calcium that she's going to need because she's little anyway, so she's going to be, really prone to osteo if she doesn't. But, have her schedule a consult and let me scan her and see what's going on. Okay. Let me see if your
Yeah,
mom has
precious.
anything else to say, and then I'm gonna let you go and get some other callers on. So,
Can you ask her if she's seen Paul?
she's seen Paul. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And Paul is your husband?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, she's seen him. She says she hangs out with him sometimes.
Oh.
He's around you all the time. He's around the kids all the time. She's around you all the time. She wants me to reiterate that you can talk to her anytime. And she just keeps telling me Susan needs to take a break. Susan,
Okay.
She said that 3 times now. Susan needs to take a break. So have Susan schedule a consult with me. We'll find out what that means, and I think we'll be able to help her figure out what's going on. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for calling. What a treat to get to talk with you after all these years.
I'm so glad to talk to you too. I hope your brother's doing well. I haven't heard that.
He is. He's doing way better. Thanks.
Oh,
I talked to him this afternoon, and I have told people that I knew he was getting better when his smartassiness came back.
Well, he called me one day. I sent him this card.
Oh, thank you.
We had a nice talk, and
good.
He wasn't.
He's a big
well
tease.
then,
He's a big tease, and he's just
Yeah.
a big old tease. So,
Yeah.
when he didn't feel well, I could tell. That.
Yeah.
But
I
once
bet.
that came back, I knew he was doing better. But thanks for asking. And what a treat to get to talk with you.
Oh, it was a treat for me too, and I appreciate that. I'll try to get her to call you.
All righty. Take care.
I'll work on it. Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
All righty. Our next caller's Judy. Hi, Judy.
Oh, hi. Gosh.
How are you? How are you?
We're doing okay. I just want to tell you how much I've enjoyed listening. Getting to know your future daughter-in-law, and excited she's coming to LA. And she may be near us in Covina. I'd have to go visit her. And when you talked with Melissa, I just had a girlfriend try to really talk me out of hormones. I take the bioidentical hormones, and they make a big difference.
They do,
and,
yeah.
My last doctor tried to talk me out of taking them as well, and I just can't do it. But I'm drawn to your reference of functional medicine and how they treat you different. And then when you just talked to Pam about her daughter Susan, I'm having thyroid problems. I have nodules on my thyroid, and they think it's calcium. They don't know. They want to do something, but I want to get a scan with you because the reason I'm calling involves my husband Denny, and we've been researching different places for treatment after he spoke with you. He was quite ill for a while. He had the flu, and I didn't know he'd gotten the flu shot, and he had the flu, and took him a while to get over it. And then we were gone about 2 weeks ago, and I think he lifted something, and he got a tremendous pain in his side, and he was in urgent care on a Wednesday, emergency on a Thursday, and then he had a pre-scheduled appointment at the oncologist at the VA hospital, and one doctor thought it was muscles, the other doctor thought it was a cancer, because we'd never seen the scan, and the doctor at the VA hospital was very discouraging, and so said her husband had prostate cancer, and he didn't make it, and he did everything. So we came home really upset, but we've been looking at different options, and we were on the phone with a doctor, I believe it was Monday, from Mexico, and they talked about their treatments, and she mentioned Laetrile, and I looked up Laetrile, and it didn't get any good reports. It doesn't seem like it, when it gets into your body, that it's good for you, and especially if you're in a weakened condition anyway. So he would spend a week in Tijuana and then 3 weeks in Santa Barbara, and then like 5 months of some sort of shots. And
well, the Laetrile, I don't know that much about that, but a good way to find out about that, Judy, and I may have mentioned this to you when we did our private consult, excuse me, with you and Danny. If you Google any drug name and you type NNT after it for number needed to treat, and it's NNT, and then it's going to give you a number, and that number is how many people have to take that medicine in order for it to help one person. So did you do that? Did you put NNT after the Laetrile?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, so do that.
Okay.
And it's N for number, N for needed, and T for treat, number needed to treat. Okay. And every drug, before it's approved by the FDA, has to have clinical studies done on it. And so they have to know how many people are helped by this medicine, and that information's all available, and most people don't know that we can find it because they don't know where to look. So NNT. Let's ask some questions about your husband, Danny, as far as, it sounds to me like are you wanting some guidance as far as if this Tijuana and Santa Barbara treatment would make sense? Or
yeah, well, he has a scheduled appointment for chemo at the Kaiser Hospital in a week. We are also traveling to Scottsdale, Arizona, to talk to the Envita clinic, and there they treat the whole body, and I guess they use some standard of care and then regular health. I'm not sure. That's why we're going there. So we really, it's just been a real source of not only contention but stress, because everybody's telling us all these different things, and I just know when he went through the standard of care, through his last doctor, he didn't get better. It made him worse.
Right.
So,
and they have their protocols that they use, and so again, you're going to have to really, if you can, pay attention to your gut instinct on this. And you're going to be able to feel, obviously you've got to use your noodle, your brain, to see if this all makes sense, but you're going to know when you talk to these doctors whether it feels right or not. And I think so many of us, when we go against our gut intuition and we follow a doctor's orders just because that's how they've always done it, normally we regret it. So let's ask some questions about Danny with these different centers and see if we can get you some information on that. Is it in Danny's best interest at this moment in time to utilize the Tijuana and Santa Barbara clinic? What's the first thing that pops in your head?
I had no.
I got a yes.
You got a yes.
I got a yes. So let's ask the other ones too. Is it in Danny's best interest to use the Scottsdale, Arizona Envita clinic for his treatment at this moment in time? What do you get on that?
Well, I guess I'm prejudiced. I got yes.
I got a yes as well. You did? And then, is it in Danny's best interest to continue to use his doctors at Kaiser to continue to treat him? What's the first thing that pops in your head?
No.
I got a no as well. So see, you're already right on it as far as your intuition.
Yeah, but he's afraid. We also have an appointment with City of Hope tomorrow morning.
Oh, okay.
And, everybody's saying how wonderful City of Hope is.
Right.
But I don't think they do anything different than Kaiser or VA.
Yeah, and City of Hope's right there in Duarte. I know. It used to be one of my, it's one of my hospitals that I called on when I was a rep. So, is it in Danny's best interest to be treated at City of Hope? What's the first thing that pops in your head?
I gotta know.
I gotta know as well.
And see, that would be the easy thing to do.
Yeah. Well, I think it makes sense for you to go explore that, but pay attention to how you feel when you're in there. Have Danny pay attention to how he feels, and then when you go to Scottsdale, I would do the same thing. And you're going to know, you're going to have a good feeling one way or the other. And in the meantime, any medicine that they talk about, Google it with NNT at the end of it, and it's going to give you a lot of information. Okay? Does that help?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
good. And I think you're on the right track with all of this exploration that you're doing.
Yeah, we are. Some of our friends just think we should go to Kaiser. And, we talked to him at the VA, and she showed us a chart. Well, it didn't work. We move you to here. And it's like, wait a minute. We're more than a person on a chart. And I can know they're just really distressed.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, pay attention to your intuition and your gut feeling. Okay? All right. And let us know how he does and what you decide. That'll be interesting to see which you choose.
Yes, follow up. Yeah, it's been a blessing listening to the podcast.
Oh, wonderful. And you can access it, on your phone. You can get it on the website. Just lots of places. So good luck with all of that, and thanks for calling this evening.
Thank you.
Okay, you bet. Take care. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.
All right, everybody. We do this show every Thursday night. We record it at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, and 5 Pacific. The call-in number is 712-770-4160, and the access code is 533677# or hashtag for those of you that are young. And you can get this information in a variety of places. First of all, on my website, AskJulieRyan.com. If you scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, you'll see all this call-in data. And then wherever you download podcasts, it's in the show notes. And we're on, I think about 40 different distribution outlets: iTunes, Stitcher, iHeart, YouTube, all over the place. So if you just Google Julie Ryan or Ask Julie Ryan, you'll find a bunch of different places where you can get that. Also on social media, follow me at Ask Julie Ryan on Instagram and Ask Julie Ryan on Facebook, and friend me on Facebook, and I'll accept you as a friend. And I always post something on the day of the show. It says, remember to call in with your question, and here's the call-in information and the different time zones. So you can look for it there. Also, I do a blog every Thursday morning, and it's a question that somebody has submitted online, and then I answer it. And in the body of the email, that information's in there. So you can sign up for my blog on my site, AskJulieRyan.com. Just click on the subscribe to the blog, and you put in your first name and your email, and then you'll get that information. And then, as I mentioned, we're on YouTube too. So, and that's under Ask Julie Ryan as well. All of those different places. When you're on my site, sign up for a private consult, like what I was talking with Pam about for her daughter. And then we'll have and Elizabeth too, our second caller, and then we'll have a whole hour to discuss whatever's going on with you. I tell people I'm a businesswoman that does woo-woo, and I'm a buffet of psychicness. So we can talk to a deceased loved one. I can scan you medically. I can scan your pets. We can do past life stuff. We can talk to your spirit guides. I mean, there's just a bunch of different things, and it's usually really fun too when we do that. Well, speaking of questions that have been submitted online, here's one from Jenny, and Jenny is in Indianapolis, Indiana. And she asked, "Hi, Julie. First, I want to thank you for reading my dad last fall. I'd asked what stage he was in and if I should make plans to travel from my home in Ukiah, California to him in Indianapolis. I'm in Indianapolis now, and my dad, Robert, went on hospice on January 30th, 6 days after I came home to visit. So I plan to stay here for the duration of his journey. I want to know what stage he's in now. He can't seem to talk to us anymore, and I want to support his journey as much as I can. What does he need? Is he in pain? What smells, scents, music, and/or experiences would bring him the most pleasure right now? What does he want us to know? Has he forgiven himself and others? Is he ready to leave? Any guidance you can share would be much appreciated. I love your show and one day plan to schedule a one-on-one just for fun." So I was talking about it's a lot of fun when we do those. "I hope you're having a beautiful day, Jenny." And here's my response. "Hi, Jenny. I'm so delighted you got your wish and are able to spend this time with your dad. Per your request, I first connected to you and from you to your dad. He's in phase 10 of the 12 phases of transition. This means he's surrounded by angels and deceased loved ones. His parents' spirits are at his feet, and hundreds of deceased family and friends' spirits are there as well. There are even some deceased pet spirits present. All of them comprise what I call the Welcome to Heaven Committee. In addition, his spirit is out of his body and is attached to the top of his head where a vortex is formed. It looks like a funnel cloud, and then I put in parentheses a tornado. It has a strong upward pull and will help his spirit separate from his body when the time comes. Your dad told me he's ready to go, isn't in pain, and just wants his family around him. When I asked him your specific questions, he said he'd like to smell a vanilla scent similar to sugar cookies baking. He'd like for you to play Broadway tunes, which I thought was cute, and he'd like to have his feet rubbed, which I thought was really cute. Please consider reading my book, Angelic Attendants, What Really Happens as We Transition from This Life into the Next, and sharing it with your family. I believe you'll find it both informative and comforting as you go through this process with your dad. Lastly, look for the little miracles/serendipities along the way. They'll be plentiful and will be your assurance that everything is indeed unfolding in a perfectly divine order. My thoughts and prayers are with you and your family. Hugs too. So, Jenny, I am so delighted, as I mentioned, that you got to go to Indy to be with your dad during this time. And you can get my book on Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble. You can go to my site, AskJulieRyan.com. There are links there. We've got the paperback and the ebook are available now. And the audiobook should be available within a couple of weeks, just finishing the final edits on that. And then that'll be up on Audible, and I'll get it up on Hoopla, which is the free library app where you can download books and listen to them on your phone or on your computer. But these 12 phases of transition, for those of you that haven't heard me talk about this before, are phases that we all go through when we're dying. And they can happen in an instant, in a case when somebody's in an accident and they die instantly, or they can take days, weeks, months to go through. And the bottom line is our spirit exits our body through the top of our heads, and then it holds on, and it looks like a cartoon caption bubble, where in a cartoon the characters thinking what they're thinking or what they're saying is enclosed in that bubble. And then the person who's dying, they're surrounded by a circle of angels. And these are big old angels. They're guardian angels. As they appear to me, They're 6 to 7 feet tall. They're in white gowns, big wings, hair that falls to their shoulders in soft curls, and they're there to help facilitate the person going back into non-physical, their spirit exiting their body. And then the person's deceased loved ones surround them. If their parents are deceased, their spirits are at the person's feet who's dying. If the mother is still alive, then the maternal grandmother, if she's deceased, will be there. If she's still alive, will be the maternal great-grandmother. So it's always on the maternal side. We moms think we're done with raising our kids and once they're grown, but we're not. And we're even helping them when we're in heaven, and it's time for them to come join us in heaven. So deceased pet spirits are there. All these graphics of the 12 phases are on my site, AskJulieRyan.com, and so you can see them, and it'll make more sense once you get a look at those. The thing about these angels is it's how they appear to me looking like that so that I can recognize who they are. Somebody in a different culture would perhaps see them as just a beam of light, or, somebody dressed in a fireman's outfit. Who knows? But me, 12 years of Catholic schools, that's how angels look to me. And so that's how they appear to me. So go on my site and check it out. For those of you that live in South Florida, or for those of you that want to visit South Florida, I'm going to be doing this show live in Palm Beach a week from Saturday on the 24th of February, and I'll be speaking at 6 p.m., and it's at the New Life Expo. Information on that's on my site, AskJulieRyan.com, so you can figure that out. You can find all the information there in a link. So come see me. I'm going to be in the Palm Beach Convention Center. And then also in April, I think it's the 15th through the 19th, I'll be in Las Vegas, and I also will be doing a live show, just like this podcast, where I'll pick people out of the audience and we'll see what their question is and we'll get it answered. So it should be a lot of fun. I would love to meet you. I'll be signing books, and please come see me. And in the meantime, we're out of time, and I hope you all have a wonderful week. God bless those of you in Florida that have been affected with that school shooting down there. Our thoughts and prayers go with you, and to everybody else, have a terrific week and call in next week. Take care, everybody. Bye now.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to follow Julie on Twitter at AskJulieRyan and like her on Facebook at AskJulieRyan. For information on how you can ask Julie your question, please visit AskJulieRyan.com.